Today, we're going to talk about the 1.58 problem that is the biggest crisis taking place in America. This is the lowest birth rate we've ever had in the history of America. And by the way, last year, only 3.6 million babies were born in America. Do you know 3 times in America, we went on a run that we had 4 million kids every year. Once was 5 years, once was 7 years, and once was 11 years. We're going to talk about what that era was. Then we're going to talk about why we stopped making babies. Then I'm going to give you some radical solutions that if you like it, I want you to share it, because I'm going to give you a goal at the end, because we want the White House to have this as a goal to announce from the top at the White House for us to decide to chase this one magical number that I think we can pull off. But I'm going to need your help to get this message out there. So if you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let me tell you why I'm excited about this, because we are launching the new How to Fix series, how to fix anything, how to fix the child birth rate, how to fix Disney, how to fix whatever you want to talk about, and you'll let us know what some of the topics are. We'll attack that. And by the way, stick around till the very end, because some of you guys, the first 5 that connect me something, you're going to get something special. We'll stick around till the very end. So let's get right into it. 1.58. By the way, you know what the highest number is for birth rate? Boom. Our record is 3.77 in 1957, but we will come back to this. So let's go look at some of the numbers here that we have. Check this out. 1910, America's population was 92 million people. That year, we had 2.77 million newborn babies born. FYI, 2025 was 3.6 million. 115 years later, it's almost the same number. Look at this. Births per 1,000 population, 30.1, the highest in the last 110 years. Then we go to 1920, 106 million, 2.95, 27.7. 1930, population 123, we go to 2.6. 1940, 132, 2.5. 1950, 151, look at this, 3.632. Do you know in 1950, we had more kids than we had in 2025. In 1950, with a population of 151, the 151 beat America's 340 million today. Think about that, what that looks like. That's like a smaller army going against the bigger one, and the smaller army beats the bigger one in making babies. Then we go 1960, 179, 4.257 million. 70, 203, 3.71 million. 80, 226, 3.6 million. 1990, 248, 4.179 million. Then we go 2000, 281 population, 4 million. 2010, 308, 3.99. 2020, 331, 3.61. And in 2025, we have 3.6 million kids. So now, what are the 3 times I talked about that we went on a run of having 4 million babies every single year? I'll break it down for you. The first one was 1954 to 1964. During that 11-year run, we had 11 years, every single year, Americans had 4 million plus babies. Lowest was 4,027,000. The highest we hit was 4.308. Guess what? That's 1957. What was the record for us? 1957, 3.77. Why? Post-World War, people are coming back, seeing the wives, they're making babies, and baby boomers. Next run, we had 5 year in a row, 89 to 93. 4 million to 4,179,000. Why is that? Reaganomics, affordability, economy, people are making money. Let's have kids. And boomers started entering the workforce. They want to have a family. They're buying houses. So the next move is having babies. Then from 2000 to 2009, believe it or not, was a record run we went on. 7 years. Boom, 4 million to 4.3. Why? Strong job market, affordability to buy a house, and then high immigrant fertility. So immigrants who were here, they had first generation immigrants that were born here. Their parents were having a lot of babies. That kind of helped us out with the numbers that we have. Now let's go to the next part here. As we're looking at this, you may say, Pat, why did we get here? How did this happen? Okay, these are the events, in my opinion. Okay, I want you to tear it apart, and I'm okay with this, but I'm not concerned about hurting your feelings. I'm sharing my ideas and what I see some of these leaks are, because we have to address this issue. People say, oh my God, but Patrick, we can't afford to have, U.S. can't even fit everybody in America. What are we going to do if we overpopulate? Do you know the entire United States population, 340 million, can fit in Texas? Do you know when you think about the biggest countries in the world with square miles, Russia's number one? You know who's number two? Number two is Canada. Number three is US. Do you know India and China have a billion plus, billion 4, billion 3? Both of them. China is smaller than us. India is smaller than us. We have plenty of space to keep having babies in America, and we have the economy for it. But why do we stop making babies? Let's look at it. How do we go from 3.77 to 1.58? Number one, women entering the workforce. By the way, in 1910, women entered the workforce because husband went to World War I. They were forced to. In the 40s, women entered the workforce because of World War II. They had no choice. They had to. In the 70s, it became permanent. It was no longer a thing. FYI, remember how I said 1957 is the year when we had 3.77? Do you know what percentage of women were in the workforce? 35%. You know what that number is today? 65 to 70% are in the workforce today, and that's permanent. Some of you guys are probably in your late 20s, women, you're watching and saying, how dare he say this? You don't know the history because back in the days, you were able to stay home and raise the kids. That's the difference. You're choosing to do that today because that's what happened when we all started working. So it became a normal thing. All of us are like normal thing. We're all supposed to be doing this. Let's go to the next one. Enovit. Enovit in 1960 was the first FDA-approved birth control, which was only available to married women in certain states. Not everybody could take it. But wait a minute, birth control? I don't even have to think about it. I don't even need to go and call Mr. Trojan. Nope. Oh my God, this is awesome, right? What happened? Let's go. And then what are we not doing? Making babies. Okay, let's go to the next one. Roe v. Wade. What year? 1973. Do you know since 1973 when we do abortions, how many total abortions have happened in America? 65,464,000 abortions have happened in America since Roe v. Wade. Imagine if that was actually here, and imagine what our birth rate would be, what America would look. How many of these were presidents? How many of these were incredible generals, innovators, inventors? We will never know. Number 4, age of marriage. In 1957 was 20. Today, it's 28 to 30 for women, age of marriage. Number 5, culture shifted to individualism. It's about me, selfishness. What about me? Honey, just care about you. I was watching a debate the other day between two women, and one lady says, who the hell wants to be able to drop off their kids to Taekwondo when they hate Taekwondo and being an unpaid Uber driver? And the other lady says, what a selfish way of thinking. She called her a different word. I mean, if you want to find a clip, connect me, I'll send you the link as well. But then what is it? It's about me. What about me? My body doesn't look the same after I have a kid. You know, if I don't have kids, I just want to be able to wake up. And these celebrities I'm 55 years old, never had a kid, don't have a husband, wake up next to a 26-year-old after I finished a bottle of, whatever vodka. Life is awesome. And it's like, oh my God, I want to be like this girl when I grow up. Lonely. My God, it's lonely, but it's working. They're converting a lot of different people into that mindset. Next, college education. Do you know women get 57 to 58% of all the college degrees? Women get it, not men. In 1800, children equaled asset. You're like, man, the more kids we have, they're assets. They're going to work on the farm. They're going to work on the family. We're going to pass the business down over to them. Today, a lot of people don't look at children as assets. They look at children as expenses. Babe, do we really want to spend $450,000 from the day they're born till 18 years old? That is an expense. No, we're not going to have kids. What about us? What about us, babe? Forget about having kids. Let's just live for us, babe, right? 8, LGBTQ, right? When they look at the numbers, the indoctrination. By the way, in 2012, 3.5% was part of the LGBTQ. 2020 was 7 and 9%. Today, 15 to 20% of Gen Z associate themselves as LGBTQ. That was not the case when I went to school. When I was the age of Gen Z, when I was 14 years old, we may have had one gay and one lesbian in our class, is what we had. We didn't have 50. That means out of my 5 friends, one of them was gay. None of them were gay out of my friends. We had a couple of them, but it wasn't like what it is today. Today, it's cool, indoctrination, Pride Month, June. School is out. Kids are spending time. They're learning more about this stuff. 9, technological distraction. You're on your phone. Swipe, 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 swipe. Girl laying here instead of saying, babe, let's make a baby. No, let me go through all these other stories, seeing what's going on. And then, of course, number 10 is affordability. So these are some of the issues, okay? Now let me share with you some of the ideas that are somewhat radical, If you like it, share it. We need people to see this and debate hardcore to say, I agree, I disagree, no way. That's what we want to do, right? So let's go through it. So how to fix? Number one, change the incentive. This is my idea. Change the incentive. So if you and your husband, you and your wife, get married, you stay together, you have a kid together, you have a second kid together, not cohabitating. It's got to be yours, and you guys have to be together. You've been married together. You have your first after you're married. You have your second after you're married. No problem. That doesn't do anything big. But by the time you get your third, $25,000 tax incentive every single year. You get that $25,000 until the kid turns 18 years old. Stop it. Yes. What does that mean? You make $100,000 a year. You don't pay taxes on $25,000. You only pay tax on $75,000 over 18 years. What does that mean? 18 times $25,000 is what? Do the math. 10, 258, $450,000 we give you from 0 to 18. The cost of having a baby today from 0 to 18. But you have a fourth kid. That goes to $50,000. Fifth kid, $75,000. Sixth kid, $100,000. There's only one disclaimer. You have to have a job and I'm in zero reliance on government assistance. This doesn't work with, let me just have babies and a husband and I stay home and we get this. No. You got to have a job. You got to create commerce. You got to make money. You got to pay taxes. And if you do, this is what it looks like. Let me explain to you what this means. If you're a husband and a wife, family of 6, you make $100,000 a year, you keep 100% of it. That means you're making $200,000 if you live in the state of California, some of the states with the way you pay taxes. You make $250,000 a year, you only pay taxes on $150,000. You make $200,000 a year, you only pay tax on $100,000. How much do you save? A lot of money. That's the incentive on the first one. Let's go to the second one. Second one is a recognition system. I want to get back to recognize. I don't think we recognize people. At our events, Vol Conference, I had people come up. Who here has more than 5 kids? Stand up. They stood up. Who has more than 6 kids? Who has more than 7 kids? Who has more than 8 kids? Who has more than 9 kids? I had people come up. I think one of the couples came up. They had 10 kids together. It was awesome. And by the way, they had 10 kids and they weren't Mormons, which was so impressive. I think they may have been traditional Catholics. More power to Mormons and traditional Catholics that have a lot of kids. I want to recognize, hey, this month, White House puts out an announcement. This husband and wife have been married for 17 years. They just had their 5th kid. And a list of 982 people that just had their 5th kid that month. Then the next list, 6. Then the next list, 7. Then the next list, 8. Then the next list, 9. And then we're celebrating people that are at the top, and we actually see their faces and we recognize them. Bring them to the White House. This couple has a job, business. They just had their 8th kid. Let's celebrate them. Let's bring them to the White House. Okay, zero recognition if you're on entitlement programs. This incentive doesn't go to people that are just saying, let's have another kid. No, that Lyndon Johnson stuff that we did back in the days that screwed up the whole thing, we're not for that. Next, only if you're married, full-time job, no government assistance, period. This is an incentive program to recognize others to do so. Next, bring back Father and Mother of the Year award. We got to get back to it. Recognize this husband and wife make $117,000 a year, yet they have 6 kids. They live in Missouri in this small town, and their kids have a 4.5 GPA, 4.3 GPA, 4.2 GPA. Turn them into a hero in front of everybody. Here's how they make it work. Let us get to know their kids. Let us get to know their family. Let us enter into a kitchen and realize what it's like to raise a family like this. Turn them into heroes. Bring back prayer to school. Open up the State of the Union. I would love to see the president go up with the State of the Union that's coming up. And before he gets started, we bring a pastor. Hey, can we get the nation to pray again? Heavenly Father, before we get into the State of the Union, please strengthen the president to give a message to unify America at a difficult time right now. We pray for the folks that are having a hard time in different countries around the world, especially the folks in Nigeria, the folks in the Middle East. What if we open it up with a prayer? Oh my God, we start off with a prayer. What is this? I haven't seen this in a long time before. Let's start off the days with prayers again. And 5, incentivize media outlets who have shows where the heroes of the shows are husband and wife, married with kids, with a big family. Give incentives. This is something that we can get Hollywood involved. And all of this, by the way, I want to make sure I recognize the president for some of the work that he's doing. So it's not like they're not doing anything. They have Trump accounts. They just launched the Trump tax credits, and you got the access to IDF. But let me give the goal. You know what my goal is? Here's the goal. Highest we've ever hit is 4.317 million people born in a year. I would love it in the next 2 or 3 years, 2026, 2027, 2028, I think this is more of a 2027 goal. What if in 2027, America, for the first time, we go on a run, and the goal, 2027, for the first time ever, America has 5 million kids. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we go on a run like this? Can you imagine all of a sudden it's like, hey, I can't get a hold of John and Mary. They're probably making babies. Well, leave them alone. That's good. Do your thing. Oh my God. What's going on after baby? What you guys just do? We making babies. You go to church. We're seeing all the kids again. You're trying to listen to service. Wah, wah, take the kid out. You're going on airports and you're on a flight. Wah, wah. Man, you used to have this many. There were kids, but not this many kids. We got to go back to it again, right? With all the kids. So for me, I believe we need to change the incentive program for us to start having kids again. We need to also make it affordable for the younger families to say, yes, I can afford to have a third or a fourth or a fifth. And very quickly, that 1.58 will go to 2.5, 3. Who knows? Maybe we crack 4 one day if we really start competing collectively together. That's going to take a long time to get to a number like that. But even if we get to 2.5, that's a massive difference we're making in America. So these are the radical ideas I have. I think the main thing with something like this, if you agree, share it with others. Ask them, what do you think about this video? Do you agree? Do you not agree? And if you're watching and saying, Pat, I got some ideas myself as well. The first 5 people that connect me, any ideas, you just connect me and say, Pat, here are my ideas from the video, how to fix the birth rate that we have in America. I'm going to send you a signed copy of Your Next 5 Moves and a signed Future Looks Bright hat to you as well. But it's the first 5. Download Connect, send me a Connect. I'll respond back to you as well. And aside from that, if you've never seen a video, The Fatherless Crisis in America, click here to watch the video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.